Hello knowledge seekers, this is Showman from Oil and Gas Field Quality Control. What is piping engineering and the function of piping engineering? This is a basic idea, or you can say overview of piping engineering, what is being included and what is being dealt with this engineering section. So let us start introduction to piping engineering. This is the overview what we are going to discuss today. This function of piping engineering, the piping engineering team, plant layout, the pipe fittings, classification, valve classifications, the pipe routing. In very brief, the stress analysis, which is very crucial for the design engineers, and the material engineering, little bit will touch on that. Piping basically handled by three groups. One is project execution group, another is material engineering group, and the stress analysis group. So let us go through one by one. Function of piping engineering, you can say the function of the piping engineering is to apply the knowledge of fluid flow, stress analysis, material properties, engineering judgment, and convert the process engineer specification into drawings and data from which materials can be purchased, fabricated and assembled into piping system which fulfill the requirements of the process. This must be fulfilled at the minimum design cost without sacrificing the quality and desired function. The piping system will operate without physical failure or excessive pressure losses for the entire span of designed plant life. So we can design a very intact piping system with the best material or best rated equipment or apparatus used on that. But you must think about the economy also. The expense in the same way we need to control in parallel. Plant layout, a process plant which consists of various different sections. We will understand this piping basic system with a very simple example later on today. The pipe process plant which consists of various different sections such as raw material storage, intermediate and finished product storage, process units, control rooms, and flare system. Raw materials loading and unloading facilities, utilities, generation, distribution, etc. should be arranged so as to follow the general route of the raw materials to process to intermediate and finished product stage, which is ready for dispatch. Generally, block concept is prevalent of the plant layout where the entire plot area is divided into blocks. The size of the blocks depends upon the facilities to be accommodated. We should consider the few points while locating the blocks. Process unit blocks shall be centrally located with the straight approach from the main gate. The blocks shall be so arranged considering the prevalent wind direction that flammable gases should not be carried out by the wind on the source of ignition. So this is a safety feature being considered before laying out a plant. Utility blocks shall be located adjacent to the unit blocks. Flare that should be located upwind of the process wind so that the inflammable gas from plant is not carried out towards flare. Equipment requiring frequent maintenance shall have easy accessibility. This chart below will give you an idea of types of piping fittings available. Let's say we have socket well, screwed or butt well type of fitting connections. So based on that, we have a lot of variety available. Let's say bends, we are also terming it as elbows, then T's, caps, reducers, coupling, unions, and special fittings, which also term as OLETs or outlets. Bends can be based on the degree and radius. It has many classification. Let's say 45 degree elbow, 90 degree elbow, 30, 60, 70 based on the requirement. 90 degree elbow can be available as short radius elbow and long radius elbow. In pipeline, to smoothen the flow, we are basically using long radius elbows. T's can be equal T and reducing T, and the reducers can be concentric reducers and eccentric reducers. Coupling can be full coupling, half coupling, and a reduced coupling. Coupling generally threaded, or it can be socket welded also. There are special fittings like outlets. It can be weld outlet if it is a butt weld end, socket outlet, it is a socket weld end, elbowlet, and nippolet. Nippolet is a nipple, and there will be an output of welding. Here are some classification of valves based on its functions. On-off kind of valves also may be termed as a full isolation valve, can be gate valve, ball valve, plug, piston, diaphragm, butterfly, or pinch valve based on their way of closure or the seat configuration. And regulation valve, which can regulate the flow, is glove valve, needle valve, butterfly, diaphragm, piston, and pinch type of valve. Non-return valve, you can say check valve. There are some special valves also, which can be multi-port, flush bottom, float, foot, and line blind. So if you like the way of my explanation and teaching, please don't forget to share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to hit the like button.